Dr. Asprey to do a recitation from Quran. He will also do a translation as well. Professor Asprey, he served as a faculty in the philosophy and religion department at James Madison University before he moved to Qatar for another assignment. Professor Asprey.
Peace be upon all of you. It's a beautiful to come back and to see all these flowers growing in this beautiful garden of different color and different language and different religion. And it's a miracle of Allah, of God, to transfer the ugly thing to the beautiful thing. And this is turned out to be a beautiful thing and for the benefit of all of our community. I'm sorry I am in the distress situation, but it's a lovely situation. And I try to recite the verse of the Quran, the first chapter, which they call it opening chapter, Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. The close meaning of this verses for the first part, in the name of God, the most merciful, the most compassionate God. Praise be to Allah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, the Lord of the universe, the most compassionate and the most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, the owner of the day of judgment, the owner of the day of judgment. Guide us to the right path. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. This is all our prayer, dear brother and sister. Oh Allah, oh God, guide us to the right path. Path of إن الصراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Thank you very much for coming, for your support and for your help. I'm sorry I have a little bit some difficulties to continue this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. I would like to invite Muhammad Afridi. He is the president of our mosque board and a founding member of this mosque. Afridi, yes, he would have some welcoming remarks.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Thank you. It's merely a greeting in Islam, which means peace be with you. I'm very much happy and delighted to see all those faces here again. I know that we have earned your support in the past. After 9/11, the whole community in Hersanburg, Rockingham County, came together to support us. And it's very unfortunate that incidents like this bring us together. But I want to assure every one of you, this center is a center for learning. Islamic Center of Shenandoah Valley is awareness place, a place where you can all come together anytime and learn about our faith and also tell us about yourself. The places of worship, whether it's a church, synagogue, or a mosque, they all should be protected because we are all one people. We came from Adam, we are all children of Adam. we have the same Abrahamic faith, and any place when it's vandalized or terrorized, we all get hurt. And we should support each other in the time of distress, but also in the time of joy too. So I just want to welcome everybody from Harrisonburg, Rockingham County, and also from Washington area. There are folks visiting us for our support. And we want to thank every one of you for coming today, coming out and supporting us. So welcome. And I know Brother Ehsan has a list of other speakers. They're going to make some comments in our support, and they're all appreciated. So I appreciate very much for all of you to come down and help us and support us. Please do come every time you feel like to visit, especially on Fridays, Saturday schools. We have a worship gathering. Also, we have workshops here. And we welcome all the colleges, universities, schools, and churches to send their delegate to learn about us, because this is God's house. And Islam is not a hidden religion. It's a religion that came from God. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he came for humanity, for mankind. And we all are in debt to all the prophets who came to spread their word. So inshallah, we will be meeting again, and we thank you for coming down. Assalamu alaikum.
I would like to invite now Brian Augustine from Redeemer Classic School, located in Tinseltown. Brian is currently the school's chairperson on the board of the Christian school, which currently enrolls 80+ children. And I think you were also affected by this unpleasant event as well.
Wow, a lot of people there. I prepared some formal comments, just was thinking about this afternoon and trying to figure out how to address a group of people like this. So bear with me if I read a statement. On behalf of Redeemer Classical School, I'd like to thank Kai Degner and the Islamic Center for organizing this event, and including Redeemer Classical School in this event. Some of you may not know that the next day we had the same basic incident happen at Redeemer. And I appreciate you guys letting us partner with you today and share this. I want to limit my comments about the graffiti itself, because I think the more that we talk about this cowardly act, the more it kind of gives life to it. And I would prefer that, that we just sort of move forward as a community and not just spend time talking about the graffiti. But before we do that, I think it's important actually to consider the two institutions that were targeted. If you think about a place of worship and a school, both of those are foundational pillars to a just and fair society. Both of those are vital institutions in a community, and both of those were targeted by this activity. In 1831, when French historian and political observer Alexis de Tocqueville spent a year traveling around the United States, it was a new country, and he was from Europe, and he was a learned man, and he was trying to understand what it was that drove the United States, what made the United States a unique place. And one of the things he observed were these things called associations. That's what he termed them, associations. And they were groups of people that had gathered together with common interests and common bonds to form things like schools and churches and places of worship. And he realized early on that that was really the fabric, the glue that was driving the United States, making it different from what his experiment in Europe had seen. So it's ironic then that an Islamic mosque and a Christian school that are just a few miles apart are the two organizations that have been targeted over this past weekend. I've been asked in the last 24 hours what's the connection between our school and the Islamic Center, and I honestly don't have an answer to that question. But I think we can already see evidence that one or a couple of pathetic acts has a possibility of really changing radically, and the fact that you're all here today, that we're all here today, tells us that instead of fear, there's resolve. Instead of anger, there's forgiveness. Instead of hatred, there's love and fellowship. In Christianity, one of the most well-known commands of Jesus is known as the Golden Rule. Most people know this as do unto others as you would have it do unto yourself. To read the exact scripture. If you listen to the full text, Jesus actually raises the bar a whole lot higher than that. He says, "But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you. To one who strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And for the one who takes away your cloak, do not withhold your tunic. Give to everyone who begs from you, and for the one who takes away your goods, do not demand them back. As you wish that others would do to you, do the same to them." So what Jesus has done, he's actually raised that bar and made it an impossible task apart from the grace of God. So we're living in a world that's desperately in need of the Golden Rule, especially by those who call themselves believers. And I would like today, this to be a call, and today is certainly evidence of this, that we can live out the Golden Rule by God's grace. So where do we go from here? Redeemer Classical School, if you look at the crest, there's 3 Latin words on the crest. And you've seen these things on academic institutions. Usually, I don't know how many Latin scholars there are in here, I'm not one of them. There are usually some words that I don't know what they mean, and someone from some time long ago put them on their crest. Redeemer's words are veritas, pulchritudo, and bonitas. I have to confess, our graphic designer made us put them in a different order because she said it had more symmetry. But those words mean the true, the good, and the beautiful. These are not new words to Redeemer. These are actually not new words to Latin. These aren't even new words to ancient Rome. These were professed back in ancient Greece before the Roman Empire was even started. And Plato himself taught about seeking the true, the good, and the beautiful. And this search for truth, goodness, and beauty were goals worth striving for every examined and meaningful life. And they are the core values of Redeemer School. It's the reason they're on the crest. So I would say what happened this past weekend is almost the exact opposite of the true, the good, and the beautiful. Maybe something like the false, the evil, and the base. I don't know the Latin words for that, but what we saw is really the exact opposite of the true, the good, and the beautiful. But what's developed in the last 48 hours looks more like the true, the good, and the beautiful. Genesis 50:20 says, "You meant it for evil, but God intended for good." Look at all the people gathered here across all walks of life, each coming with different faiths, creeds, and beliefs. And this begins to approximate Plato's view of the true, good, and beautiful. Now look, I think if we sat here and had a long discussion, we would find out there's things we disagree upon. We have many different ideas, many different backgrounds and ideas. But I guarantee you, we all have the right to respect one another. We have the right to disagree with one another. And because of that right, it makes us a stronger people for it. We really are a blessed people. And we're living in a blessed nation and in a blessed community. And this is really a remarkable testimony in Harrisonburg. Our country was founded on the earth-shattering foundational principle. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men were created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And enshrined in our Constitution by James Madison himself, we're guaranteed to the right of the free exercise of religion and the freedom of speech. So today we stand against all the voices of tyranny and oppression, be they halfway around the globe with rocket-propelled grenades and firebombs, or be they someone here in our backyard with $5 cans of blue spray paint. Today we've shown there's a better way. There's a way of forgiveness, understanding, and mutual respect. I'm proud to have been joined here with our friends at the Islamic Center, with you gathered here, and showing what a vibrant civic community can really look like. Islamic mosque, Christian school, and everyone else gathered here, we are all Harrisonburg.
I would like to invite now Professor Abidin Ogundai, who will make a presentation on behalf of the Muslim community. Thank you.
You're all welcome. Whoever is not thankful for little that is given cannot be thankful for a lot. And whoever is not thankful to people cannot be thankful to God. These are the words